Today, we're jumping into one of the most epic parts of the Ramayana. It's a story all about this massive, world-shaking war. But we're going to focus on one guy, a warrior so unbelievably powerful, even the gods were kind of scared of him. This is the story of Indrajit, the conqueror of Indra.
But before we even meet this incredible warrior, we're going to start with his mom, Queen Mandodari. And this one quote, it basically sets up the entire story. She's saying, look, it's not about being brave or being scared. It's about that terrible, sinking feeling you get when you know you're fighting for the wrong side. And that right there, that's the real storm at the heart of this whole tale.
So, the invincible son, a hero's duty. And right in the middle of that storm we were just talking about, that's where we find him. Ravana's son. He's Lanka's greatest warrior, their ultimate weapon, their last hope, really. And he's a son who feels this unbreakable duty to his father.
So, first, let's talk about his name, because it's a big deal. He was actually born Meghanada, which means thunderous cry. Pretty cool, right? Apparently, his first cry as a baby sounded like a clap of thunder. But he earned his real name, Indrajit, after he defeated the king of the gods, Indra himself. Think about that. So this isn't just a name, it's like a title, a billboard that tells the entire universe just how powerful this guy is.
The outcome of war will be only one, our victory. Wow. I mean, that tells you everything about his mindset, right? He is just absolutely confident. For him, all these questions about who's right and who's wrong, they don't really matter. What matters is one thing: defending his dad, his kingdom, and his home. His path is crystal clear. Win. Period. No matter what it takes. So, what exactly made him so tough to beat? I mean, what was in his arsenal? Well, let's break it down. First, he had this divine chariot that could move as fast as you can think. He had magical arrows that just never ran out. And then, and this is the real game changer, he could turn completely invisible, just vanish. And if all that wasn't enough, he knew these secret rituals that could literally make him invincible. This guy wasn't just another warrior, he was basically a force of nature. Okay, Section 2. A serpent's trap, the hero's fall. It's time to see these powers in action. Because now, on the battlefield, Indrajit is about to unleash everything he's got. And his targets are the heroes of our story, Rama and his brother Lakshmana. So just try to picture this, okay? The battle's raging, it's chaos everywhere. And then all of a sudden, the other side's best warrior just disappears. He turns invisible up in the sky, and from up there where no one can see him, he fires this terrifying weapon called the Naga Pasha. Now, this isn't a normal arrow. It's a weapon made of living, magical serpents, and they just rain down from the sky, heading straight for Rama and Lakshmana. And just like that, it works. Rama and Lakshmana fall to the ground. They're bound up by all these magical snakes, unconscious, totally helpless. You can just imagine the scene in Lanka, right? The celebrations must have been huge. To everybody watching, it looked like the war was over. The heroes had been defeated. So is this the end for the heroes of Ayodhya? I mean, really, what can you do against an invisible enemy with weapons like that? It really seems like all hope is lost, doesn't it? But then, hope arrives. Out of nowhere, the divine eagle Garuda just swoops down from the heavens. Now, you gotta understand, Garuda is the king of all birds and the natural enemy of every single snake in existence. He just tears through those magical serpents, devouring them and setting the brothers free. Just like that, the battle is back on. And you can bet the party in Ravana's palace came to a screeching halt. Next up, the miraculous cure, a race against time. So, yeah, the heroes were saved, but Indrajit, he is not finished. Not even close. In fact, he's enraged that his plan failed, so he decides to escalate things. And this time, it gets a whole lot more personal and a whole lot more dangerous. He's so angry he attacks again, but this time he's not messing around with invisibility or serpent arrows. He hurls this mighty weapon called the Shakti. It's basically a spear of pure divine energy, and it strikes Lakshmana directly. Lakshmana falls, and he's not just unconscious this time. He's mortally wounded. It looks like there's no way he can survive this. So the royal doctor, a guy named Sushena, rushes over, and the news is not good. He says there's only one thing in the entire world that can save him, a special, life-giving herb called Sanjivani. The catch? It only grows on one specific mountain, way, way up in the Himalayas. Oh, and they need to get it back before the sun rises the next day. An impossible mission, right? So who do you send on an impossible mission? There's only one answer, Hanuman. And what he does next is just legendary. 1. He has to fly across all of India to get to the Himalayas. 2. On the way, he has to fight off a demon trickster that Ravana sent to stop him. 3. He gets to this huge mountain and has to find one specific glowing herb among thousands of others. And 4. Well, when he can't find it in time, he does the most logical thing, right? He just lifts the entire mountain and flies back with it. Simple. And this creates a tale of two armies, a complete reversal of fortunes. In Rama's army, as Lakshmana is miraculously healed and opens his eyes, there's just this explosion of joy and celebration. Hope is back. But back in Ravana's palace, just stunned silence, shock, disbelief. Their absolute best shot, their most powerful attack, has failed. Indrajit has been beaten, again. Which brings us to our next section, the final battle / a son's choice. Everything has been leading up to this, the final epic confrontation. And it's more than just a fight between two warriors. It's really a clash between one man fighting for what's right and another man fighting for his father. And here, Indrajit says something incredible. He basically admits they are not mere men. They are divine. He realizes it. After everything that's happened, he knows he's not just fighting some princes from Ayodhya. But then he says, "My duty is to my father. I will fight for him until the end." He gets that his cause might be wrong, that he's literally fighting against divine powers, but his loyalty to his father wins out. And that's his tragic choice. So for one last shot at victory, Indrajit goes to his secret temple to perform his most powerful magical ritual. The plan is this. If he can complete the ceremony, an invincible divine chariot will rise from the sacrificial fire. And if he gets that chariot, he will be unstoppable. For real this time. Nobody will be able to touch him. But here's the twist. The heroes have a guide, Indrajit's own uncle, Vibhishana, who had already left Ravana's side because he knew it was wrong, and he knows exactly where this secret temple is. He leads Lakshmana right to it, and they interrupt the ritual just before it's complete. The magic is shattered. And now Indrajit is forced into a fair fight, warrior to warrior, with Lakshmana.
And this duel is unbelievable. Indrajit throws everything he has left at Lakshmana. He unleashes the Brahmastra, the creator's own weapon. But the weapon just bows to Lakshmana and goes back. So he uses the Pashupata Astra, Shiva's weapon. Same thing, it just salutes Lakshmana and vanishes. Finally, in desperation, he fires the Narayanastra, Vishnu's weapon. And it just circles Lakshmana once and disappears. It's insane. Even the most powerful weapons in existence refuse to harm Lakshmana.
And with that, it's over. His divine weapons are useless, his magic is gone, and he's finally out of tricks. Lakshmana defeats Indrajit, and the long, hard battle finally comes to an end. The greatest warrior of Lanka has been defeated. Section 5. A Father's Grief. The Cost of War. Because a victory on the battlefield always comes with a cost. The story now moves from the fight itself to the throne room, where we're about to see the true, heartbreaking price of this war.
When Ravana hears the news that his son is gone, his reaction is just devastating. No, this isn't true. It cannot be. My Meghanada. The mighty, arrogant demon king just collapses. All that power, all that pride, it just melts away. And all that's left is the grief of a father. Notice he calls him by his birth name, Meghanada. In that moment, he's not a king. He's not a villain. He's just a dad who lost his son. And that leaves us with a really tough question, doesn't it? When a son dies fighting for his father's mistake, who is actually defeated? Think about it. Indrajit died because he was loyal to his dad, even though he suspected his dad was wrong. His death was a huge victory for the heroes, sure, but it completely shattered the man they were trying to defeat in the first place. So it really makes you wonder, in a war that costs so much, what does